Hello on Wildlife. You won't believe these moments actually happened. Every scene is real. Get ready to be amazed. Let's begin. A bus misjudged the distance, but the driver didn't panic. With one quick move, he caught the side mirror before it hit the ground. Reflexes of a legend. This truck driver clearly didn't have air conditioning in his cab. Spotting a small roadside pool, he jumped right in, fully dressed. After cooling off, he quickly ran away before anyone said a word. This dramatic event happened this year in La Grange, Illinois. No one knows what went wrong with that truck, but it got stuck right on the railroad crossing. The driver was incredibly lucky. The train engineer spotted the trailer just in time and managed to almost stop before impact. Miraculously, no one was hurt. Have you ever seen a subway like this one in China? It's literally built through a residential building. The monorail runs right through the 6th to 8th floors of a 19-story tower, and the station platforms are part of the structure. These guys found a wild new way to turbocharge kayaking. Two motorboats create perfect drifting waves for their paddling stunts. Looks insanely fun. Not sure if this was staged or real, but that unlucky delivery guy made me laugh for hours. Security cameras in China captured a shocking scene. A man walked out of a bank holding 25,000 yuan, about $3,500, and his small dog. Suddenly, both the cash and the dog slipped from his arms. But kind strangers rushed to help, collecting every bill. Incredibly, he didn't lose a single note. This guy had his scooter stolen while he was still riding it. In those rough neighborhoods, you might want to chain it to your leg next time. This criminal pretended he couldn't walk, claiming he was physically unable to commit the crime. Then an officer suddenly appeared behind him wearing a terrifying mask, and the man's legs started working instantly. Even the judge couldn't believe it. Now that's $1 million trick shot. Definitely deserves a like. He's not a professional pool player, but this man pulled off $1 million shot. It takes years of training to light a match with a flying card like that. In China, during a massive flood, a river washed out the base of a large house. People were evacuated, and bystanders started filming. The collapse looked dramatic, but thankfully, no one was hurt. This clip perfectly shows the difference between men and women in every possible way. Here's how they harvest oranges in some European cities, with a special truck that unfolds a giant umbrella around the tree and shakes it clean. Brilliant idea. Base jumping is already one of the riskiest sports, but what these French daredevils did is almost unbelievable. They leapt off Switzerland's Jungfrau Mountain and flew straight into the cabin of a moving Pilatus Porter plane, without opening their parachutes. A professional storm chaser stepped out of his car to demonstrate the raw power of Hurricane Irma. The wind nearly blew him away. Watching beach treasure hunters always feels like they're getting rich in a week, but deep down, you know they probably planted the loot themselves for content. Now that's a bread delivery pro. Balancing a whole tray of loaves on his head while crossing a busy street, impressive skills. During a race on this slippery curve, 6 cars flipped over one after another. The spot is even called Gagarin's turn. Luckily, everyone walked away unharmed. This waiter's morning clearly didn't go as planned, but it sure looks hilarious. Fail of the year. A man tried to stay dry while getting into his car, but a passing vehicle had other plans. A tidal wave right in his face. Jumping off a helicopter on a mountain bike? Only a true stunt legend like Fabio Wibmer could do that. What a breathtaking moment! Meteorologist Mark Madria was calmly presenting the weather when a giant spider suddenly crawled across the camera. He freaked out, but that forecast became the most viral one of his career. During car repair welding, the interior suddenly caught fire, and the welder didn't even notice. By the time they lowered the lift, it was already too late. Locals in this small town came up with a fun competition, a sumo table and 17 RC cars. The last one remaining on the table wins. Paragliding looks peaceful, but danger is always nearby even before takeoff. A sudden gust of wind lifted one pilot into the air and sent him flipping over the mountain. Somehow, he survived unharmed. Yes, BMW cars can now change their color, and it looks absolutely stunning. At a ski resort in North Carolina, a broken water pipe blasted skiers on a lift with freezing water at -7 degrees. Thankfully, everyone made it out safe. This guy tested a mosquito repellent app on his phone. As you can see, the mosquitoes didn't care at all. Here's what the vibration inside your phone really looks like, strangely satisfying. This man pours ketchup faster and cleaner than most machines could ever manage. The ocean floor hides endless mysteries, like this strange creature that looks like seaweed but vanishes when touched. It's actually a hairy sea cucumber, a master of camouflage that spreads its feathery arms to catch prey. Nature never ceases to amaze. Beautiful photos aren't always safe to take, sometimes things go very wrong. Protesters invaded a farmer's land and refused to leave. The farmer responded with a literal poop storm, spraying liquid manure around their tents. I bet the protest ended quickly after that. Check out this mesmerizing sand table. It slowly draws beautiful patterns 24 hours a day. Hypnotic. During an expedition in Pakistan, Shah Anwar captured a terrifying moment. Huge rocks started tumbling down the mountain toward their camp. One massive boulder even ripped through their tent, missing everyone by inches. Miraculously, no one was hurt. True one-in-a-million luck caught on camera. Keep your eyes on the man in the orange shirt. Talk about bad luck in line. Here's how a mother rabbit protects her babies. She buries them underground before leaving, then digs them up to feed them, and hides them again. Smart and caring nature. Did you know stairs can move on their own? Here are a few creepy examples. Here's another unbelievable case, this one from Eastern Colombia in 2019. A huge crocodile suddenly crawled out of the bushes and headed into the ocean, right in the middle of a crowded beach. People panicked, but the reptile stayed calm and no one was hurt. And this is what happens when your license is suspended. But you still have to get to work. Pure comedy. That look says it all. This guy definitely has a biker's soul. Off the coast of southern Thailand, 4 tornadoes appeared at once, an absolutely breathtaking sight. If a passenger jet suddenly loses all power, it still has a backup plan, a small emergency turbine that spins in the wind, generating enough power to keep vital systems running. These women definitely got their money's worth for this horse cart ride. That driver puts on a full show. A teacher challenged students to draw a square using only 3 lines. Nobody could figure it out, until one clever girl found the genius trick. Installing a camera inside a car tire might sound crazy, but watching how it behaves while driving is fascinating. If you know what's wrong with that wheel, tell us in the comments. Here's a funny one. A rookie snowboarder fell off the lift but refused to let go. Guess those tickets were too expensive. This super cleaner tried to shove in as much trash as possible until something got stuck and his patience ran out completely. The future is here. Meet the Cuda Jet. A revolutionary jetpack that turns diving into a real underwater flight. It's the world's first submersible jet that lets you glide through the sea at high speed, feeling like a superhero. Forget slow swims. Now you're flying underwater like a torpedo. Some people never learn from their mistakes, and these guys prove it perfectly. Watch what happened during a factory demolition in the Czech Republic. The building collapsed perfectly, but out of the dust shot a huge rock that missed the crowd by just a few inches. Everyone got lucky that day. A moving bag caught on camera, walking all by itself. Maybe it's a prank, or maybe something else entirely. We all know maple seeds spin like little helicopters, but here's a tree that releases paper like gliders from a giant pod. No idea what it's called, but those seeds fly incredibly far. And finally, a malfunction at a gas station triggered the fire suppression system. The entire station filled with white foam, a rare but strangely beautiful sight. The cameraman probably regretted filming this throw from that close. Now let's see some mind-blowing experimental vehicles, each one crazier than the last. And finally, hurricanes powerful enough to snap giant trees like toothpicks. Here are a few chilling examples.